A fever, yeah.
These doctors are discussing the symptoms of COVID-19, not because they're brushing up on medical knowledge. They're here to practice English. For the past 4 months, they've been taking weekly lessons as part of preparations for future overseas exchanges.
As practitioners of Western medicine, we need to keep learning from the West, not just professionally, but culturally as well. I read a lot of medicine journals in English, but I struggle with conversations. Increasingly, we will have patients from foreign countries, and improving our spoken English will help us serve them better.
Students had to take a break from their studies in May and June, as Guangzhou suffered a new wave of local coronavirus infections. David Klink, who founded the school 14 years ago, says bringing business back in after a COVID-induced hiatus has been an uphill battle.
We got shut down for 38 days. We were not allowed to open at all. So that obviously affected business in a massive, massive way. We paid our staff as much as we could afford to pay our staff. We had to pay full rent. As a business person, there was no help. Actually, I'm just lucky. I feel lucky that we're still around.
It's a far cry from the golden days of the early 2000s. Learning English was all the rage when China first joined the WTO and multinationals arrived in droves. Foreign tutoring companies like Wall Street English cashed in on the craze. But experts say the firm had become less competitive over the years in attracting investments for its adult-focused business. It was also slapped with hefty fines over advertisement fraud in June. Insiders say regulatory crackdowns on after-school tutoring were the last straw. In the past, you couldn't walk down this road without being stalked by people selling English lessons to you. Wall Street English is especially known for its aggressive advertising in China. But in recent weeks, it's the company's financial troubles dominating headlines. Many employees say they haven't been paid in months, and students, many who took out huge loans to pay for lessons, are now demanding refunds. Still, English lessons for adults is a multi-billion-dollar industry in China, driven partly by the increase in graduate school applicants. There's also a demand within the business world.
We're moving towards a phase where the top echelons of the management team isn't someone that's an expatriate that's flown in and running the team. What I'm seeing is lots of multinationals here are growing, and the middle layer management, which are predominantly Chinese, are moving up. So I think there's a demand from them internally to say, hey, we need to upskill ourselves, our capabilities in language.
Beijing's sweeping reforms in the after-school tutoring sector is expected to force some institutions to pivot towards adults as well.
So just keep going. We got some more.
For David, this could mean stiff competition in the years ahead. But between a classroom full of doctors and other eager students from across the country and more than a few million views on his Douyin feed, business is stable for now. 王菲 CGTN 广州